In Washington today, the White House and the Capitol are evacuated after a small plane strays into restricted airspace.
This is Washington National Tower on guard. Aircraft at 2,300 feet.
How close did the plane come to being shot down? In Iraq, 70 people killed, 160 wounded. What is the anger fueling the suicide bombers? And are the people of Iraq turning against them? The future of pain relief with no addiction. Cutting-edge medicine that's already being used on the battlefield. Our series on pain. And crime scene investigation goes ancient history, going face-to-face with King Tut, and new clues about how he died.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Reporting tonight, Charles Gibson.
Good evening. For 15 minutes in Washington today, there was real panic. The Capitol, the White House, the Supreme Court, other government buildings were evacuated, 25,000 people in all. Helicopters, then fighter jets were scrambled, all because a small private plane was over the city. That plane, with a student pilot and an instructor aboard, flew in from the north. At its closest point, we're told, it was 4 miles from the Capitol, 3 from the White House, and was almost directly over the vice president's mansion. All an innocent mistake, as it turned out, but no one knew that at the time. Here's our White House correspondent, Terry Moran.
At the White House,
Let's go! Run!
at the Capitol,
Let's go! Move! We have a meeting spot.
and around Washington. The heart of the U.S. government skipped a beat today. In moments of panic and urgency not seen since 9/11, thousands of people were evacuated from major government buildings.
We didn't know what it was, but 4 minutes out, 5 minutes out was a time that we could no longer wait to ascertain whether it was had hostile intentions.
There are 2 zones of restricted airspace over the Capitol, an outer ring that extends up to 50 miles from Washington, where pilots are required to maintain contact with controllers, and a no-fly zone extending 15 miles from the Washington Monument, where virtually all air traffic except for flights out of Reagan National Airport is prohibited. Today's incident started at 11:28 a.m. when air traffic controllers first observed the Cessna 152 single-engine plane moving from the north toward the outer zone of restricted airspace. 11:55, Black Hawk helicopters at Reagan National Airport are scrambled. 11:59, the threat level at the White House and the Capitol is raised to yellow. The plane is just 15 miles away. 12 noon, 2 F-16s are scrambled from Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland. They later fired flares at the Cessna as a warning. 12:01, with the plane now 10 miles out and closing, the White House threat level is raised to orange. Evacuations begin.
Come on, let's go, run!
12:03, the threat level at the White House goes to red. The plane is now 3 miles away. 12:04, the House and Senate floors are evacuated.
Chair will recess. Chair stands in recess.
12:05, a congressional hearing is evacuated. At 12:09, controllers continued to try to contact the plane.
This is Washington National Tower on guard. Aircraft at 2,300 feet, 10 miles to the northwest of Washington Airport. At 2,300 feet, identify yourself.
12:11, with the plane having turned to the west, the threat level at the White House is lowered to yellow. At 12:14, the all clear is given. At 12:37, the Cessna landed at Frederick, Maryland. 2 men, pilot Jim Schaefer and student pilot Troy Martin, were detained by the Secret Service for questioning and later released after it was determined the incident was an accident. They'd taken off this morning from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, bound for an air show in North Carolina.
During the incident, the president was not at the White House. He was on a bike ride at a wildlife refuge in Maryland. And the White House says tonight he was not told of the incident until just before 1 o'clock, after all was finished. We're also told that protocols put in place after 9/11 gave shoot-down authority to others. The president, they say, did not need to be involved. Vice President Cheney was at the White House. He was evacuated. The First Lady and Nancy Reagan, Charlie, who's a guest at the White House this week, were also here. They were moved to a secure location in the building.
Terry Moran at the White House. And this incident was a real test, as Terry mentioned, whether the security procedures put in place after 9/11 functioned the way they should. The White House was not forthcoming about the exact protocol involved, but it certainly seems as if this plane was in real danger of being shot down. Our national security correspondent, Martha Raddatz, is joining us. Now, Terry just said the president doesn't have to be involved, but who has the authority to shoot this plane down because it was in that no-fly zone?
Yeah, Terry's exactly right. After 9/11, the authority was also given to Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld. He was upstairs today in his office. The Pentagon said just a short while ago the Secretary was informed immediately and was prepared to make necessary decisions. But I'll tell you, Charlie, this building was one of the buildings that was not evacuated today, so there did not seem to be a great deal of panic, especially given that this was the only building in Washington that has been hit by a plane in the past.
But Martha, what's the tripwire? How close does the plane have to get, a plane have to get, to a critical building in order for the shoot-down orders to be issued?
Well, I think that's highly classified, Charlie. There's certainly some specific orders in place as to how close a plane would have to get. I'm sure there would be a lot of conversations if there was time between the Secretary of Defense, if the President and the President was involved in that point, the commanders at NORAD, the Aerospace Defense Command out in Colorado, they would all be talking about this, but there are certainly specific tripwires. We don't know what that is. It's classified. Given what happened today, it apparently isn't 3 miles. But there is a lot of judgment that goes into this. There's a lot of judgment that goes on the part of the pilots. They've rehearsed this all before, and there is something specific. You don't want to get too close to that tripwire, though.
Martha Raddatz at the Pentagon. Real panic in Washington today. More information, but also more questions today about the grenade found about 60 feet from the president's stage in the nation of Georgia. That nation's chief of security said the grenade was inactive, a dud, and was found, not thrown. The president, he said, was not in danger. Still, the Secret Service wants to know why it wasn't told about the grenade until after the president left the country. In Iraq today, 5 suicide bombers carried out major attacks in 3 cities in the northern and central part of the country. At least 69 people died, more than 160 wounded. It was one of the most violent days in recent months. There seems to be a seemingly endless supply of suicide bombers. ABC's Jim Sciutto tonight looks at the question of why they do it.
Today, suicide bombers killed young army recruits near Kirkuk, men lining up for jobs in Tikrit, and a man and a woman on a busy Baghdad street. Their victims vary, but the profile of the suicide bombers themselves is consistent. According to intelligence gained from prisoners and other sources, the bombers are young men in their 20s with little training. Most are foreigners from Saudi Arabia, Syria, and elsewhere in the Middle East. Time Magazine's Michael Ware, who obtained this video of an insurgent training camp inside Iraq, has met some of the leaders who recruit the bombers.
They instill them with a great sense of Islam. And the pitch that they give them is that you can restore your family's pride, your tribe and your nation's pride.
That reasoning has no appeal to many Iraqis we've spoken with. They're targeting innocents, he said. It's not heroic at all. Every man on the street would like to strangle them.
Even when the target is military, the victims are often civilians. Here, a suicide bomber detonated near a passing American military convoy. The blast missed the soldiers, but killed several Iraqi bystanders.
Today, Iraq's new Minister for National Security told us Iraqi anger at the terrorists is helping to fight them. We're getting many more tips from people who see terrorism killing women, children, and old men, he said. People are clearly dissatisfied. Seeking more tips, the Iraqi government has released this television ad. It portrays a suicide bomber and his victims. The message to the public: help stop the bombers before they kill again. Jim Sciutto, ABC News, Baghdad.
2 other stories from overseas. In Afghanistan today, anti-American demonstrations turned into riots in the eastern city of Jalalabad. Police fired on protesters, killing 4, wounding at least 71, most of them students. The crowd, some chanting "Death to America," stoned a U.S. convoy, broke into UN offices, and attacked the Pakistani consulate. They were angry over a report in Newsweek magazine that U.S. interrogators at the Guantanamo Bay prison allegedly desecrated the Koran. And in North Korea, the government said 8,000 fuel rods had now been removed from the country's main nuclear reactor, another step in a process to extract plutonium, possibly for nuclear weapons. The White House called the announcement provocative and said it only served to further isolate North Korea. When we come back, millions of Americans in danger of losing their pensions. United Airlines may be just the beginning, and we'll take a closer look. New techniques to help the thousands of Americans wounded on the battlefield. Techniques that could be applied to civilians. Our series, The Fight Against Pain. And unlocking a 3,000-year-old mystery, reconstructing the face of King Tut.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by One Touch.
Playing the guitar is like having a conversation.
Me and B.B. King have a lot in common.
I love to play.
He has diabetes, I have diabetes.
You got a girlfriend?
We both play the blues. He doesn't like to wait for results, I don't like to wait.
All done within 5 seconds. You just can't beat that.
Results in just 5 seconds. Ask for One Touch Ultra. One Touch changes everything.
We look all right?
Well, I take pain medicine for my arthritis.
She takes it every day.
I didn't know it could put me at risk for stomach ulcers.
She didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know either.
If you take certain pain medications on a continuous basis and you're 60 or over, you may be at risk for a stomach ulcer.
I didn't want to give up my pain medicine, so my doctor...
Dr. Wagner is a very smart man.
...prescribed Nexium.
To take with her pain medicine.
For people at risk, one prescription Nexium pill a day can help reduce the chance of a stomach ulcer caused by certain pain medications.
My doctor did say that headaches, diarrhea,
and abdominal pain
could be side effects of Nexium.
Talk to your doctor and find out if Nexium, the purple pill, is right for you. For a free trial offer, call 1-800-79-NEXIUM or visit us online.
Now she doesn't worry so much about ulcers. It's nice.
If you're without prescription coverage and can't afford your medications, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
How Kate Fooled the Bear by Sure. Kate chose Sure Unscented. Jane applied a flowery scent. Oh no, the bear has caught a whiff, but only Jane's, because Kate seems undetectable. Smart thinking, Kate. Odor-free Sure Unscented. Protection that's undetected.
In this crazy world, it's nice to know there's someone you can always count on. This is a great day. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
For you, my sweet. I see you are overcome with love. Or could it be congestion and other seasonal nasal allergy symptoms? Your congestion will not keep us apart.
Only Nasonex is clinically proven to both treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
Love means never having to say you are congested.
To treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, Nasonex is the one. Talk to your doctor.
We're going to take a closer look tonight at the nation's pension crisis. As we reported last night, a federal judge ruled that United Airlines can default on its pension obligations and turn them over to the government. That means a sharply reduced pension for United's 134,000 workers. More companies may soon try to follow United's example, and the government's pension obligations already are greater than it has money to pay out. Here's ABC's Dean Reynolds.
Disaffected and increasingly worried United Airlines workers rallied in Chicago today.
There needs to be something done in this country, and everyone right now that has a pension plan needs to be out here with us.
That's because of a concern that United's court-approved deal to pass its pension obligations onto the federal government will create a cascading effect.
It may be a tipping point where other companies start going into bankruptcy courts to use a similar maneuver to dump their liabilities onto the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation.
Once dominant steelmakers and other big airlines, crippled or long dead, have all beaten a path to the government for pension relief. Delta Airlines, Goodyear, and Maytag could soon be in line.
It is a complete change to a promise that was made, and it's a broken promise.
The trends are not encouraging. According to a survey last year by Hewitt Associates, a sampling of companies offering defined benefit plans found 58% were considering changes over the next year or two. From terminating the plan altogether, to excluding new hires, to freezing benefits in place. And according to IRS data obtained by ABC News, from 2002 to 2003, the last year figures are available, the number of frozen retirement plans increased by 190%. That's significant because the government says a freeze can be a stepping stone to a pension plan's elimination and future obligations for the same federal benefit agency that is now $23 billion in the red itself.
Who does pay for those losses? Because those losses have been incurred, many losses have been incurred, and there likely will be future losses.
Well, unless Congress comes up with some new plan to protect the pension protectors, the American taxpayer who bailed out the savings and loan industry some 20 years ago may well be asked to ride to another multi-billion-dollar rescue. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, Chicago.
Our closer look for tonight. United Airlines, meanwhile, said it lost $1.1 billion in the first 3 months this year. That brings total losses to nearly $6 billion since late 2002. And Delta Airlines stock hit a 32-year low after it warned about more losses and possible bankruptcy. When we return, the cutting-edge being developed in Warzone, coming soon perhaps to everyday life.
Why wait? Why wait? Osteoporosis. Easy to ignore, but could be there, even if you don't look, feel, or act your age. Fortunately, you can do something about it. Bone loss can be reversed. Fosamax is a hormone-free tablet for postmenopausal women at risk for or with osteoporosis. In 10 years of clinical research, Fosamax has been proven to help reverse bone loss. And Fosamax helps prevent fractures of both the hip and spine. You should not use Fosamax if you have certain disorders of the esophagus, are not able to stand or sit upright for 30 minutes, have severe kidney disease, or low blood calcium. Before use, talk to your doctor if you have stomach or digestive problems. Stop taking Fosamax and call your doctor right away if you develop new or worsening heartburn, difficult or painful swallowing, or chest pain, because these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems.
I'm not putting it off a minute longer.
Talk to your doctor about Fosamax, because bone loss can be reversed.
In the future, everyone will protect their eyes from sun damage like they protect their skin. Transitions lenses. They automatically adjust to changing light and block harmful UV rays and glare. So don't wait until tomorrow. The danger is here today, and so is the protection. Ask your eye care professional about Transitions lenses. Transitions. Healthy sight in every light.
Heart attacks aren't always fatal. To help save lives during a heart attack, most doctors recommend the full dose of aspirin like that in Genuine Bear. Just one Genuine Bear has enough aspirin to help save your life. The more you know, the more you trust Bear.
If a moonlit moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? You can be with Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet clinically proven to both work fast and work up to 36 hours. 36 hours to relax and take your time. 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor and ask if Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
Medical news from Centrum Silver. A report in a leading medical journal recommends a multivitamin for all adults to help reduce the risk of certain chronic diseases. And the brand recommended most by doctors for those over 50, age-adjusted Centrum Silver.
Actor Macaulay Culkin testified at the Michael Jackson trial today, testified for the defense. The prosecution earlier presented 2 witnesses who said they had seen Jackson sexually molest Culkin when the actor was a young boy. Culkin flatly denied it. Did Jackson ever molest you? He was asked. No. Inappropriately touch you? No. What do you think of these charges? Absolutely ridiculous, said Culkin. Culkin acknowledged he did often sleep in Jackson's bed when he was a young boy, but said it was all innocent. The rural North Carolina preacher accused of ousting John Kerry's supporters from his church has resigned. We told you on Monday about the Reverend Chan Chandler and the uproar at the East Waynesville Baptist Church. Well, the pastor announced his resignation last night. There is a real possibility that the way patients' pains are treated may soon change because of the way battlefield pain is treated. We continue our series tonight on pain with a look at the war in Iraq. More than 12,300 troops have been wounded since the war began. Better battlefield medicine and quicker transport have saved lives. New ways of attacking pain have lessened suffering. ABC's Bob Woodruff tonight on a new front in military medicine.
Doctors who treat the wounded in Iraq call this a war on human limbs, injuries that are among the most painful known to medicine.
I think it's kind of like a living hell. I mean, you constantly, your pain takes up all of your thoughts.
5 cc's.
To relieve that hell, Dr. Trip Buckenmeyer's team at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington is pioneering a technique that is changing battlefield medicine.
We're thinking about pain in the military like I don't believe military physicians have ever thought about pain.
Sergeant Tanner Hogue nearly lost his arm to a roadside bomb.
This all here was all taken from my side, so the blast came through here.
In previous wars, his pain would have probably been numbed by morphine, an addictive narcotic.
That's our motto, no pain, no pain.
But Dr. Buckenmeyer uses an electric probe to pinpoint the exact nerve that transmits pain from the wound. He then injects the nerve with a constant flow of non-addictive medicine. It's called regional anesthesia. Buckenmeyer and his colleagues have been training other doctors in the technique. He spent 3 months in Iraq treating soldiers hours after they were injured, reducing pain to almost zero.
From a compassionate standpoint, we need to be doing this. Our soldiers deserve the best pain control that we can possibly give them.
What Buckenmeyer has learned in the war zone could help anyone with pain. It has to do with how the brain interprets injury. If someone injures their leg, impulses from the damaged nerves are transmitted into the brain. Researchers theorize that if that process is not interrupted, the brain will essentially memorize the pain, leading to chronic pain long after the wound heals. Traditional narcotics like morphine do not stop the signals, they just prevent the patient from feeling them pain. Staff Sergeant Chris Cook has had 17 surgeries since a truck bomb in Iraq nearly severed his leg 8 months ago. His pain is all but gone.
You know, I think it's a miracle of science. Not feeling pain helps to aid in the healing process.
Trip Buckenmeyer believes this is the future for pain control.
Take good care of him.
And he's trying to prove it one injured soldier at a time. Bob Woodruff, ABC News, Washington.
And tomorrow on this broadcast, we'll look at the search for the next genuinely universal treatment for pain. They call it the miracle drug. When we return, a 3,300-year-old mystery solved. What did the famous boy king really look like?
Millions of us are hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or a certain type of heart attack, what doctors call ACS. The cause? For most, it was blood platelets that formed clots which blocked blood from getting to the heart. Think aspirin and your other heart medications alone are enough? One more thing could help make a difference. Ask your doctor about adding Plavix. Add it to aspirin in your current treatment. Plavix goes beyond what you're taking to help raise protection against heart attack or stroke. Plavix and your other medications work in different ways. Plavix, taken with aspirin, plays its own role in keeping blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots, which helps keep blood flowing.
If you have a medical condition that causes bleeding, such as a stomach ulcer, you shouldn't use Plavix. The risk of bleeding may increase with Plavix, and when you take Plavix with certain other medications, including aspirin, review your medicines with your doctor to minimize this risk. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur.
Add Plavix for more protection against heart attack or stroke.
This is my footprint.
Your footprint's as unique as your fingerprint.
Everyone's is different. It's like me, unique.
I use them to tap. I like to skip. My feet are not your feet.
Nobody has this footprint but me.
That's why Dr. Scholl's created the new Memory Fit insoles. The only insoles with memory foam. It forms the shape of your and only your foot with every step.
It forms right around your feet. Feels like it was made just for me.
It's very cozy.
Soft.
For customized comfort you only get with Memory Fit, see the doctor, Doc Scholl's.
Metamucil presents The Regulars.
Bob, Fred, Jack. Bob, Fred, Jack. Bob, Fred, Jack.
If you want to be one of the regulars,
Bob, Fred, Jack.
take Metamucil Daily Fiber every day to stay regular the natural way.
Hi, Jay Bush here at one of Boston's famous universities to introduce Bush's new Boston Recipe Baked Beans. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
They're slow cooked according to our secret family recipe with a touch of brown sugar, a blend of spices, and rich molasses for an authentic Boston taste.
I've only shared our secret family recipe with Duke, and he's trustworthy.
Welcome to Secret Family Recipe Revealed 101.
Duke!
Uh-oh, class dismissed.
Try Bush's new Boston Recipe Baked Beans.
How fast can Alavert start treating an allergy here?
This fast.
And here?
This fast.
And here? This fast. Alivert dissolves fast without water for non-drowsy allergy relief. Alivert, right when you need it, wherever you are.
You're staring at the potential for global disaster.
How many people are we talking about?
Somewhere between 300 and 400 million.
What?
We don't have much time, 72 hours.
What if we can't make it stop?
An all-new Alias, tonight 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Finally tonight, there is no more famous pharaoh than King Tut. Since his tomb was discovered in 1922, the young King Tutankhamun, who died more than 3,300 years ago, has fascinated scientist and citizen alike. What did he look like? How did he die? Well, now there may be some answers as modern science tackles ancient history. Here's ABC's Ned Potter.
In the cold of an Egyptian night, archaeologists give the ancient pharaoh a brief introduction to the 21st century. The computer scan they do is science's newest attempt to learn about the life and death of Tutankhamun.
We are using a new technology to really open some doors that had been closed to us in the past.
The archaeologists brought in forensics experts. From the computer scan, they made a precise model of the pharaoh's skull. And from that, this reconstruction of his face, a boy king with large eyes and a small jaw.
When I looked at his face, I said, "Hello, King Tut." I felt that I'm meeting an Egyptian that I never saw his face since 3,000 years ago.
Even though the mummy had been damaged over time, the scientists determined that Tut was 5'6", slight of build, apparently healthy. They confirmed that he was about 19 years old. The secret is in the teeth. He's young enough that he doesn't have any cavities, but old enough to have wisdom teeth, one of them coming in crooked. And National Geographic, which sponsored the research, says it may have an explanation for why he died so young. During the scan, they found he had a broken leg.
He may have been a reckless teenager. It may have been that he was in a chariot going too fast, and he may have suffered a terrible fate from that recklessness.
Today's technology cannot tell us for sure. After the scan, Tutankhamun was carefully returned to his tomb, his secrets still safe for now. Ned Potter, ABC News, New York.
And you wonder if he'd recognize himself. That's our report on World News Tonight. For Peter Jennings and for all of us at ABC News, good night.
All season long, it's been leading up to this.
Set sail tomorrow.
The final 3, all new episodes.
Don't open that thing.
What thing? What do you...
Just don't open it.
And all new Lost, tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on ABC.
All new. Do not go through another summer fat. My weight loss secrets. Next Oprah. Tomorrow at 3 here on ABC 7.
Life doesn't stand still. Neither do we. That's why you come to Lowe's for lighting and fans. Not because we have the widest selection, which we have, or because our prices are so low the latest styles are now within everyone's reach, or because nobody works harder to save you money every day, which Lowe's promises to do. You see, at Lowe's, improving home improvement never ends.
Now get a free $20 Lowe's gift card when you spend $98 or more on any ceiling fan.
So 7-minute stretch. Game tied at 6. Back after this.
Good afternoon. How can I help you?
I have a question about my account. I also have some checks to deposit.
No problem. I can help you with both of those.
Really?
What's your question?
Can I transfer?
At Bank of America, our managers are there for you,
Well done.
offering solutions
Thank you.
to make your banking easier.
We're back here in the bottom of the 7th, and the first pitch.
Bank of America, higher standards.
Check your morning commute with our traffic tracker drive times on Eyewitness News.
Only one of these Jeopardy masters will advance to the round of 6 in the ultimate tournament of champions. Who will it be? A police lieutenant from Douglaston, New York, Frank Spangenberg? A librarian from Lakeland, Florida, Grace Beach? Or a resident physician from Little Rock, Arkansas, Shane Whitlock? And now,